what's up? My name is Deceglie, and I am a producer, musician, engineer, rapper, lover, chef, all of the above. This is my home studio here. Was working on some stuff, and my buddy wanted to capture a little bit of it, so there's a little glimpse into my daily routine. Creative process is always different. I guess it depends on if you're talking about lyrics or you're talking about a song. A song can start off just with a feeling, you know, pick up an instrument, play, and whatever emotion comes out, comes out. Lyrics, it tends to be a little different. It could be whatever I'm thinking about. For me, it's usually less inspired by other artists and more, I guess, just by thought processes and, you know, concepts. I love philosophy, I love psychology. I like to read, so usually if I'm reading a book and it sparks an idea, or I'm just out and I'm having a conversation with a friend, you know, that actually is probably the most influential thing. You know, you talk to people and it's like, that's when the best ideas come up and you're like, hold on, I gotta write this down, you know, so I'm always writing stuff down. I got little stickies everywhere. Yeah, it's an ever-changing thing. I don't think you can really nail it down to one thing. So yeah, it varies from time to time, and depending on if it starts with the lyrics or if it starts with the music. But I think it's a case-by-case basis, and if you treat every song as an individual piece of art, it kind of guides itself in that direction, and you really don't have to do too much thinking. I think those are the best songs. I think the songs you end up overthinking, you know, you can labor over a song for a long time and just to get it right, the minute details of it. But I think that original spark is important to capture very quickly, and usually that's something that shouldn't be overthought. At least that's my take on it. As far as rituals go, preparing for a track, it depends on what I'm working on. You know, I could get inspired by something really quickly and I don't have time for a ritual. It's just I just run to my computer or run to an instrument and just start playing. I used to just smoke a lot and just wait for inspiration to come, and that's not really my thing anymore. I just kind of wake up early, do some meditation, have a tea or something, you know, green juice or something. It's not as rock and roll as it used to be, but I find it's good to clear your head. I think if you have a good clear head, those ideas just kind of flow. I think the more you kind of put in the way of that, the less output you're gonna get. Your input is gonna determine your output. You know what's funny? I think I learned a lot doing paid gigs, because when you're doing things on a schedule and someone gives you a particular route to take, you already have that roadmap. You know, I'll do a lot of parody work for Wood Rocket. We do like a lot of, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song, you know, different things. So it's like you already know what the song is supposed to sound like. So it's a lot easier to just throw yourself into it. There's not a lot of the creative process. You're just trying to match the tone, get the vibe of what was there before. And it makes you work so much faster because you already have that. You can get kind of mired in the details when you're creating something, because, you know, you can experiment endlessly before you figure something out in which direction you want to go. So it kind of taught me to structure things a lot better. I like taking the principles of like, okay, like what am I trying to think here? Like what's the point I'm trying to get across? Like if I was trying to hire someone to do the music for me, what would I be telling them? And if I can't have that conversation with myself first, it's really not fleshed out enough. So then I spend more time thinking about it than actually doing it at that point. This way, when I dive in, I know what I'm going for. I know what I'm going for sonically. I know what I'm going for, like, as an idea, and it just makes it a lot clearer to know where you're going. Like, manifest what you're doing based on what you're thinking. You know, I want to make this type of statement. Okay, what's it going to take to get from point A to point B? I think whoever's starting now has such a leg up from when I was younger starting, because you have a wealth of information online. Like there are a million tutorials on recording techniques, songwriting, all that kind of stuff. But I'd be weary of falling too much into that. I think so much of what makes music great is it coming from a pure place. So learn as much as you can and then unlearn it. You know, it's like they say, once you know the rules, you can break them. It's funny, my dad has this saying, and he's an artist, and he kept this note above his art table, and it said, "Stay hungry." And I've always meditated on that, and I have that on my desk now. And I feel like when you're hungry, your body's itching for something. So it's looking for input, and you pull things from the universe that you can kind of translate. Whereas like if you're full, you're just gonna take a nap on the couch, fall asleep. So I like writing in the morning. I like getting up early, you know, doing a little meditation, shower, you know, get it going. But it still depends on if you're starting with the lyrical idea or if you're starting with the music. If you're starting with the music, it could just be free flowing, and then the lyric would have to be a good accent to that music. If you're starting with a concept or an idea, I think the best thing is to really just think about what you're trying to get across, because that's going to dictate like what type of music you're going to make. You know, it could be a hip-hop track, it could be a metal song, it could be a reggae song, it could be, you know, any number of genres that are going to help you get that feeling out. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling, that's, you know, that's going to determine which way to go. So for me, the ritual is just try and get myself in a space where, you know, I'm just kind of blank, and I can kind of take in whatever I'm feeling and really think about it. Yeah, I don't have like a heavy pasta meal until after I'm done. That's my reward. I get to eat. So I stay hungry until I'm done. You can find me on Instagram, D2Rob You can find me on SoundCloud, David Deceglie, and you can find me on YouTube, David D2Deceglie. I put a lot of my older bands and different things into different playlists, so because I've been doing this a long time. So yeah, I got it broken up into rock and hip hop. And as I add newer things, you'll see more stuff to come.